A very good morning to all of you. My name is Peggy. A very warm welcome to all of you. Still a few people are getting bit by bit into the meeting room. I would like to welcome you for a session on the Entrepreneur of the Year. Yes, this is the second edition at Dutcham that we do this Entrepreneur of the Day. And of the year, because it's the Day of the Entrepreneur as well in the Netherlands, and we would like to celebrate that by putting the spotlight on our Dutch companies who are operating here in Brazil. Now, and luckily, I'm not the only one who's having this big task of having a look at all of these Dutch companies and saying who will be the winner, because we have some really nice backup from the people from the embassy. In the first place, I would like to welcome André Driessen, our new ambassador. Well, not so new anymore. In the meantime, André.
4 months. 4 months.
4 months, and already very busy and very active within Dutcham. Very warm welcome, André, to you as well.
Wonderful to be here.
All good in Brasilia.
Everything is good in Brasilia. Yes, I think we're all very happy that life in Brazil at least is returning a little bit back to normal. Let's be careful, everybody. Looking at the Netherlands, you see that things can turn for the worse, but let's be very happy that what we have in Brazil at the moment.
Exactly. Now, André, we are having, I think, a really nice day today because we're putting, as I said, in the spotlight our entrepreneurs. Dutch companies are doing some really good job here in Brazil. But before having a little chat with you on this Entrepreneurial Day, I would like maybe to invite you to have a look at a small message that we received straight from the Netherlands. It's a message from Jaco von Hof, and maybe we can have a look at his words that he would like to send to the people here in Brazil. So I would like to ask Duda to share this video with us to start the session with.
Hi, my name is Jaco von Hof, entrepreneur and president of MKB Nederland, the Dutch Association of Small and Medium-Sized Companies. It's a great pleasure to see that even across the Atlantic in Brazil, the Day of the Entrepreneur is being celebrated. And in my opinion, entrepreneurs deserve to be cheered on, at least once a year, because their contribution not only to the economy but also society is tremendous in every aspect. Today it's the 6th edition of the Day of the Entrepreneur, the day we thank every Dutch entrepreneur for their courage and perseverance, for their hard work and dedication. It's a special day for Dutch entrepreneurs in the Netherlands, but even more so for Dutch entrepreneurs abroad, in this case Brazil. Doing business abroad, or particular in Brazil, doesn't come easy, especially during this challenging pandemic period. And that is why we want to give a special recognition to you, our Dutch companies and entrepreneurs. You deserve to be in the spotlights today. Today is your day. Thank you, good luck, and have a great event.
A nice message, André, from our colleague Jaco from the MKB, from the small medium companies representative in the Netherlands, and exactly what we also think. Maybe talking about the entrepreneurs, André, the Dutch are, let's face it, recognized for really being very entrepreneurial. They have the entrepreneurial spirit in their blood, they always say. But how important this is for the Netherlands, and how important is it also for the Dutch government, in your opinion, André?
It's extremely important. It was good to hear Jaco von Hof. I worked with him quite a bit over the last couple of years, and let's remember he is the president of the Organization of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises. Any economy is based on small and medium-sized enterprises, even though we know all the big companies. The big employment, the big bulk of companies are small and medium-sized enterprises. And in the Netherlands, also these smaller enterprises do export, and they're active internationally, and they're very important for what the Netherlands does abroad. Many of these companies are leaders in their field. They bring innovative products. It's really important that we find them and we find the ways that we can help them, because smaller companies have a little bit more questions, a bit more demand for assistance, because finding international markets, crossing international borders for a smaller company may be a little bit more challenging. So we offer our services also for the small and medium-sized enterprises, very much so, because, as I said, they are the backbone of the economy.
Exactly. And indeed, I think here, if you talk about Brazil, I mean, there are some challenges, sometimes some obstacles, right? I mean, with your experience, but if you look indeed at Brazil, with your experience, André, you have been the Director of International Enterprises at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the Netherlands. How would you see these opportunities for Dutch companies here in Brazil, now being here already since a few months?
I think Brazil, of course, objectively speaking, it's a big market. It's, I think, a market which still has a lot of potential, a potential that we haven't completely explored yet. If we look at the trade figures, they're important, but not to an extent that I say, well, that really is the other trade figures that belong to a country of this size. It's about 2.5 million Dutch goods and services coming to Brazil, and close to 4 billion going to the Netherlands. So a sizable amount, but it could be better in my view. Also because it's very much focused on, if we look at the big trade flows, on the traditional bulk items, agricultural products, energy products, chemicals, some machinery. And I think in the last 10-20 years in the Netherlands, we have shifted much more to technology, to knowledge, to services. And I think in that field, Brazil still has a lot to offer. And especially then also for smaller companies, because it is in this field that smaller companies excel. So yeah, and it's not an easy market. You keep telling everybody Brazil is not for beginners. But I've heard that phrase from so many business people in other markets also. If you're in Nigeria, in Lagos, or in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, they also say that those countries are not for beginners. I think a difficult market is a challenge, and a difficult market also holds rewards. So it's important that you persevere. It's important that you prepare well. And if you do those two things, I think any market can be conquered if you have a good product. And let's hope that Dutch entrepreneurs find the way to Brazil. And let's not forget, they can use quite a bit of resources that we have available for companies to help. Of course, your entity, Dutcham, RVO, the Netherlands Enterprise Agency, as really our one-stop window for all the services. And let's not forget all the good work that all my colleagues here in Brazil are doing at the embassy, at the consulate generals, at the Netherlands Business Support Office. Sometimes, and that's also something that I've realized as being a director of international enterprise, even though we campaign already for 40 years on the services that embassies offer, companies really sometimes still hesitate to call an embassy to ask for help and advice. And we really can do quite a bit. So I would like to stress, please just call and see what we can offer. And very often we can surprise you with what we have in store to help people to conquer foreign markets.
You will have a tsunami of contacts in the coming days, but that's why also Afghan and Nathalie from your team is present with us today.
Yeah.
Exactly. Very small last question, André. I already said the Dutch, they have the entrepreneurial spirit in their blood, but what does it take for you to be a successful entrepreneur? What is the key success? Looking at the hard times that we had with the corona over the last 2 years, it has been challenging, right? But what is the key of success? What needs an entrepreneur need to have to be successful, in your opinion?
Basically, what I said, two things. One is perseverance. I think entrepreneurship and building up a company and marketing your products and services, you need to have staying power. It won't be done in a year. It won't be done in 2 years. That's exceptional. You really need to invest your time, build up relationships. So perseverance is one, and the other one is preparation. Preparation. I think that's the key. Be interested in the country, learn get to know your partners, invest in some language. That's also very important. Don't expect that you can conquer the world with an English language brochure. Those two things, or in Dutch. Yeah, exactly. So I think perseverance and preparation, and that's also, I think, what got many entrepreneurs through the pandemic, just sticking it out. If you were already here, you had to maintain your business. It was for some entrepreneurs also a moment of reflection and maybe investigation to do what else there was to do in the world. Let's see. not having been able to fly in an airplane brought the world closer together also. We've realized that very much in Brazil, that organizing a webinar with experts from the Netherlands has been very feasible. So the contacts actually haven't really suffered over the last year. Let's hope that we can bank on it, and the next couple of years will be really good for business in Brazil.
Absolutely. And with said that, Andre, I think that what you mentioned on what it takes to be really a successful entrepreneur, well, let me say that we have 3 top examples today with us, 3 top companies and for sure also 3 top entrepreneurial managers of these companies that have been guiding their companies since many years, but especially also the last year in a very exceptional way. And this is also the reason why we've been selected, these 3 companies, and I'm very happy and proud, and I would like to invite them to open their cameras and join the platform with us. I'm very happy to introduce you to Gerben van der Blink. He's from the company SKIM. Hi Gerben, good morning to you.
Hi Peggy, good morning. Good morning everyone.
Good morning. I also have John Dortmans from Agrifirm, straight from Curitiba. Hi John.
Yes, good morning. Hello everyone.
Good morning, good morning. And last but not least, we also have from very close to São Paulo, Campinas. I think you're there now, Ruud. Ruud Berkers from Marel Poultry. Hi, nice to meet you as well.
Hola, bom dia.
Bom dia, bom dia. Now, guys, I'm going to give the stage to you, but let me just first say something else to all the people that are watching us today, because I also see a few companies that applied for this famous and prestigious award, and they have not made it through the finals, but everybody is in a sense a winner. I really need to say, I need to congratulate all the companies that have been participating, because we have found so many interesting and nice companies that we didn't even know about that they were here in Brazil, and they're doing an outstanding job. So I would like to first of all congratulate and thank all these companies for participating in this competition. And of course also to the 3 nominees who are here. We will know at the end of this session, very stressful moment, who will be the winner of 2021. But obviously, guys, you are already winners, because getting into the finals, I think it's already a very big applause word for you. So what I would propose is say something about your company, share something about your company. What makes your company the entrepreneur of the year? What have your teams been doing so good that you want to share with us? Maybe we can start asking John from Agrifirm to start to talk about his company first. John, what do you think?
My pleasure, Peggy. You mean that we start the pitch now, or you want me to give them? Yes,
yeah, then you get started.
If you can please put the presentation on.
And you have, and I will be very sharp, you have maximum 15 minutes, John.
Okay, I'll do my best.
This stage is yours.
Thanks, Peggy. First of all, I'm very happy to have the possibility to talk here to all of you, to be part of the finals. It's really a privilege for us, for the company. My name is John Dortmans, and I have the joy to be responsible for Agrifirm from Latin America, and today represent Brazil for this award. Next slide, please, Duda. Before we start, I would like to show you a movie which shows where we are about and what we are doing here in Brazil.
Uma refeição em família diz muito sobre nossas conexões humanas. O mais puro gesto de afeto, resumido em alimentar, nutrir, proteger. Por vezes, pode passar despercebido, mas uma refeição como essa diz muito sobre o nosso negócio na Agrifirm. Porque a nossa história começa muito antes da mesa posta, do cheirinho clássico de comida pronta. Da celebração de momentos especiais. A nossa história começa onde há espaço para o que é bom crescer. Fundada na Holanda há quase 130 anos, somos uma empresa global, referência em inovação, focada em aumentar os resultados de produtores locais. Estamos no campo, na fazenda, na indústria e em uma cadeia alimentar que se preocupa com as gerações futuras, com a nutrição, a sustentabilidade do nosso planeta e do agronegócio brasileiro, pensando sempre na casa dos nossos filhos, também chamada futuro. A Agrifirm é uma empresa que conhece as necessidades dos produtores, sendo a nutrição animal o grande trunfo para aumentar a produtividade e maximizar resultados, sem abrir mão, é claro, de alimentos cada vez mais nutritivos e qualificados, que ao final impactam no que chega à mesa do consumidor, pois a nossa origem é o campo. Nossas unidades estão estrategicamente situadas para melhor atender os nossos clientes, caminhando a passos largos para uma rede capaz de distribuir para todos os cantos do país. Uma estratégia de expansão que nos posiciona como uma das referências do segmento no mercado brasileiro. Geramos resultados e valor mensurável e sustentável aos parceiros, levando tecnologia e inovação até o campo. O nosso constante investimento em pesquisas científicas, combinado com o conhecimento e experiência global, tem um objetivo central: desenvolver soluções para produzir mais e melhor para a saúde e nutrição do planeta e da nossa gente. Por isso, oferecemos uma linha completa de suplementos vitamínicos e minerais, núcleos e concentrados, pré-mix, rações especiais, substitutos lácteos e aditivos. A Agrifirm cresce enxergando no quintal de casa a nossa terra, um horizonte cheio de oportunidades para atender a crescente população mundial e alimentar o mundo com mais qualidade. Sabemos do nosso impacto e responsabilidade hoje para garantir o futuro da alimentação e temos orgulho do que contribuímos até aqui e de tudo que ainda vamos construir juntos. Orgulho do agro, orgulho de alimentar o mundo. Agrifirm. Juntos somos melhores.
Always feel very proud to watch this movie. It really shows what we stand for. As you could see in the movie, our mission is to contribute to a responsible food chain for future generations. So that's our kids, right? That's the people we love and we care for. And that's a big responsibility that we have, especially with the development of the global need for food, which is increasing a lot in the coming years. And then being in Brazil is fantastic because Brazil has a very, very important role around the world. Today, we're already feeding 20% of the global population from Brazil. So for Agrifirm, Brazil is a very important country to be able to reach our mission, our vision. Who are we? Some facts and figures. We have 210 people working for us every day, very hard. We have over 300 active customers in agribusiness, mainly cooperatives, mainly large farmers and integrations. And the Brazilian market is a competitive market. Our industry is very consolidated, very professional. All the international professional companies are there. The local companies are very professional. So it's a very nice market to be in. It's a very challenging market, and that's what we like as Agrifirm. And we're then also within these circumstances very happy and proud that we have been growing 25% year on year this year, and that's already the second year in a row. As you could see in the video, we have 4 locations in Brazil, and Curitiba is where we have our head office. Next slide, please. For those of you that don't know our business, to compare our products, you could think about human nutrition. So we have similar products that you can think of, like vitamin mixes, mineral mixes, supplements, all which you use for your own health, your own performance. We produce that for animals. And on top of that, we have digital tools and service to support our customers to have a better improvement. And all our products and services are aimed in improving the animal health, the well-being of the animals, and of course, maximizing the results of our customers. Next slide, please. So we have 3 regional goals. First of all, we want to grow 3 times until 2024. So the regular sales growth is supporting us in that, but we want to do more. You will see later on that we have invested already in the country more this year, and we're planning to continue to do that over the coming years, including acquisitions. Then looking at the second goal, a very important one for us is to be the benchmark company in an industry, to be recognized by our customers, by our people, by our competitors as a benchmark company in our industry. Big ambition, but we feel very comfortable to be able to deliver on that because we have great people. The 210 people that we have here, fantastic people working very hard. And that's why we gave ourselves a third ambition to be the best employer in our industry. Big ambition, but together with our people, I believe very much that we will get there. Next slide. So why join the Entrepreneur of the Year? At first, we were doubting if we should. Actually, at first, we were thinking maybe better not to join because we're modest. We don't feel like we need to stand on the wagon to shout to everyone how good we are. But on the other hand, what our people have been accomplishing this year made us choose to join this award. And it's a big compliment to our people. And I know that many of them have connected today. So I would really like to thank them for their hard work and their effort to make it possible. And like you said, Peggy, we already feel winners to be part of the finals today. Next slide, please. So some of the things that we have done and accomplished last year, first of all, we have introduced 65 new products in the last 20 months, of which most of them were introduced in this year. Those products are all focused on improving animal welfare, reducing the usage of antibiotics in the chain, and maximizing the productivity in a sustainable way to work towards that goal to feeding the world. Next slide. We do that in partnership with other companies. We don't believe that we can do things alone. We have the slogan "Better Together," and we really believe that. So we're working together with universities, with customers, with local and international research centers to really work on the market, to continuously focus on sustainable solutions that support the Brazilian agribusiness. And you see some participations or some cooperations in the pictures here of universities that we have in Brazil. Next slide, please, Duda. Another partnership we're happy with is Orbia. Orbia is a digital platform where many companies in agribusiness are connected, and we're the first animal nutrition companies that's joining there. And they have a reach of 180,000 farmers that are connecting to this platform. So a very nice partner to join. Next slide. Yeah, and then of course sustainability, because we cannot do anything without sustainability, without thinking about our impact towards the future. It's in our mission, our vision. It's also very much in what we're doing. Also there, we don't think we can do it alone. So we have signed the CBDS manifest, in which we're asking the government to continue and to further focus on sustainable solutions, sustainable policies. Next to that, we're an active contributor to the Sustainability Committee because we feel that we also there can partner up with the other companies in Dutcham. And then if you look in the next slide, some of the accomplishment that we had this year, we were able to reduce the usage of plastic in our supply chain with 30%. We're not satisfied with that. We want to go towards 100% and to change to paper fully, but it's a very nice first accomplishment, which we are very happy with. And next one, Duda. One more. Yeah, the building where we are is an example. With everything that we do, we keep in mind, okay, how can we do it in the most sustainable way? So when we entered the new office, we checked for a sustainable office. So we are in Curitiba in an office which is actually the only office in Latin America which is recognized by the US Green Building Council as a LEED Platinum building. That means that it's very self-sufficient in its resources that it needs. So 80% on water, 48% on energy, and working towards being completely self-sufficient. Next slide. Yeah, and then looking at the investments that we made. Of course, partly commercial to reach that goal of growing 3 times, but also to reduce the impact that we have, our footprint. So we have a new production plant in Uberlandia, and that helped us to reduce the number of kilometers of truck usage that we needed. And of course, it helps us in growing our business. And all the investments that we're doing in our plants in Brazil are focused on, of course, improving productivity, but also very much on reducing the footprint and our impact on the planet. Next one, please. Also very proud to have started to invest in a new factory. So you can continue to click, Duda, until we are at the next slide. But we have invested in Maripá, in a new plant, and a plant that will help us to grow further with the products that I just mentioned to you. Sustainable products to really help improve the agribusiness here in Brazil together with our customers. And in August of this year, we celebrated the inauguration, which you can see on the next slide, with our people. Unfortunately, not with customers and partners yet because of the pandemic, but soon we will. And if I'm correct, we go to the penultimate slide now. Yes, very proud to have received the Great Place to Work certification this year. So we have our goal to be the benchmark employer in our industry. And Great Place to Work is a way to measure where we stand compared to other companies in our business. And it's not usual, actually it's very rare to get the certification in the first year. And because of the great feedback that we got from our people, we were already accredited and certified with this great recognition. So very thankful, and it also makes me very humble and very responsible to continue to do our work towards our people. So what are we doing there? We have an AgriCare program, which is about the mental and physical health of our people, constantly focusing, organizing things around these topics. We're organizing events to let our people connect with our customers. If I go to the supermarket, I see products that we have an impact on. So it's great also for our people to see what kind of impact they really have with their day-to-day job into their own kitchen. And a very important one here to mention as well is diversity and inclusion. We're very much focused on this topic together with our people, and it also came back in the feedback from Great Place to Work. Is we score very high. We don't score perfect yet. So as long as we don't have 100% there, I will never be satisfied. But we scored a very, very good score there. So we're very happy with this. And what we just introduced to our people is an opt-in and people care program in which we're supporting our people legally, socially, psychologically, and financially in a voluntary and confidential way. So if they need support, and I hope they don't, then we have an external organization which is there to support them. So exactly within 15 minutes, I think, Peggy, I needed to work fast.
I saw indeed a very, very proud and a very motivated manager here from Agrifirm who is probably willing to talk for another 15 minutes. But I have to stop you.
If it's about what our people are accomplishing these days, then I can go on forever. That's true.
Okay, but there I have to stop you. But thank you very much. Very nice story, John. Thank you for sharing that with us. Really awesome.
Thanks.
But I would like to go and congrats with the nomination. It's getting very stressful now because we're going to pass from Agrifirm to Gerben. Gerben, an organization that is in a completely different industry, in a completely different business, probably a little bit smaller than John's business, but very happy to have you on board as well. Tell us about SKIM.
Thanks, Peggy, and good morning, bon dia to everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, and an honor as well, just as John was saying as well. It's of course an honor to be here amongst the finalists already, and it's great to be able to present a little bit about SKIM. My name is Gerben van der Blink. I'm a regional director for SKIM in LATAM. I cannot deny my Dutch origin only by the fact of my name. Based in São Paulo, and today I would like to tell you a little bit more about SKIM. I'm also gonna stick with the time. Trying to stick with the time, Peggy, don't worry. I would like to tell you a little bit more about SKIM, but also about what we do, which is focused on decision behavior. So what is SKIM? First of all, a little introduction. Is a global insight agency, and we help our clients to be successful by understanding decision making. Like it says here, we like to see ourselves as decision behavior experts. We do this either focused towards their consumer customers or to healthcare or other professionals. We believe it's critical to know how decisions are made and how the changing environment influences these decisions. We combine the decision behavior expertise we have with our analytical background, a thorough understanding of marketing challenges, and we always want to be on the lookout for innovative research techniques. We do this for a wide variety of big corporations. You mentioned a few companies here, but those are used typically in the consumer goods, telecom, technology, pharmaceutical, or also we do the same for consultancy houses. We do this for 4 main areas that cover our solutions. We help our clients to find out what they should do, how they should go about product innovation, prioritizing their innovation pipeline, understand how these innovations can generate the most impact. Also optimizing pricing and portfolio strategies, so understanding what price architecture they should implement and understanding what items they should be including in their portfolio. And we specialize in digital strategies, how to stand out in the huge World Wide Web. Finally, we also focus on the final P of marketing, in which we want to help our clients to communicate their product in the best way. SKIM was founded in 1979 in Rotterdam, in I think in a small basement back then from their founder, but we grew out to be a global company with offices around the globe. In 2014, we actually went to Brazil. One reason of going there is because we were already working with either Brazilian companies or Brazilian branches of in multinational companies, and we feel we have the philosophy at SKIM is not only important to be close to the client, but especially in the field that we research, decision behavior, is we want to be close to the culture we are in, because decision behavior is of course hugely impacted by the actual culture that people are in. Back in the day, myself was working Rotterdam office, and I was working there, and then they were going to expand SKIM to Brazil, and of course I was the perfect candidate, because I never set one foot in Brazil nor in Latin America, didn't know any Portuguese, and I didn't know anything about Brazilian culture. So I was thinking, how hard can it be, right? But anyway, I decided to take on the challenge, and then that's when I moved to Brazil. Of course, we started actually in Rio de Janeiro, and of course it was the first years was, besides learning Spanish, connecting with local clients and building the business. After a while, even if we liked Rio a lot, who doesn't like Rio, we decided to actually move to São Paulo, because most of our clients were there, and also to make it just much more convenient to interact with them, we moved our offices to São Paulo. So that's where we are today. But going back to the topic, because I don't want to only talk about our organization, but also show a little bit of what we do. And one of the things I was mentioning already is that we focus on decision behavior. So we believe that to stay ahead in today's environment, it's critical to know how decisions are made by consumers, by healthcare professionals, or what kind of customer you have. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this. So if we look at the why usually clients come to us, is because they want to know how can they make sure that people choose my brand, and what can they do about this? Like, it can be a product, it can be a service, but they want to know how they can influence this. Well, to answer these questions, it's important to understand how people choose between the alternatives they can choose from. And more fundamentally, we need to look at how people make the decision. So how does it work in the brain, a decision-making process? So if we make in its most simple form, a decision is actually starting with the recognizing a need to be satisfied. So for example, I'm hungry. So then the second step is that you will set an objective, because you want to find some food. Next step is identify options. I can go to the bakery around the corner, or I can go to that restaurant, or I can go to this supermarket to buy the food. Then finally, the people will automatically start making some kind of trade-offs, looking at pros and cons of each of the options. Can be related to price, taste, distance. All these things play a role. Then finally, they make a decision. In its most simple form, a decision starts in this way. Sometimes it can take ages before reaching a decision, but not always. Some decisions can be taken in the blink of an eye. Think about when you're doing your grocery shopping. Well, not for every item on your grocery list you're going to spend an awful lot amount of time, because you're going to spend the entire Saturday in the supermarket. So this is what Kahneman, a famous psychologist and economist, some people may have heard of him, describes as system 1 and system 2. The fast system here on the left really plays into the habits that people have. So you really you're not really conscious about the decisions that you make. Those usually are like items like milk or toilet paper. paper, you may spend a very limited time to decide which one you choose. The slow system, on the other hand, requires a lot more brain power and energy because you are going to deliberate, making that trade-off of the pros and cons. For most people, at least for me, it would be for if I would buy a car, and you would try to do a thorough comparison. Also, this on the right side is when this system is activated, it can lead to a habit change. And this is what we focus on in SKIM, because we notice that in these two decision systems that people have, to be focused on only the deliberate decisions is just not enough. You also need to look at the habits that people have. And that's why at SKIM we introduced what we call the habitual deliberate loop, in which on the left side you will refer to the habits and the fast system that we just saw. On the right, we look at the deliberate decisions that people make, where they take more time to decide. If is the goal to change the behavior, if the client wants to change the behavior, then it's important to disrupt and trigger the customer. This can be done by an innovation in the product, improvement of your service, and we need to change the context to change the habit and make sure that they doesn't go unnoticed, of course. The goal is to make people think and then move into the deliberate loop, because there's where they're going to make these trade-offs and they're going to think of all the pros and cons of the product. And this is where you can actually impact the decision behavior, because you can make sure that your product is out there in all the touch points that the company has. So properly thinking about this decision process, making that journey, mapping out that journey and see where you can influence is what we do at SKIM, and which we feel is important for success for your company. On the other side, if people are, you may want to bring people to a habitual loop. If they're already purchasing your brand, you want to bring them to the habitual loop. This is when you want to delight them and you want to recreate a situation that people feel comfortable and they really start to be in that automatic decision situation to purchasing the brand. It's a given to them. Here we're looking at Avenida Paulista. Some people may recognize, one of the most crowded streets in São Paulo normally, but here you see that it's actually very quiet. And that is, of course, because a disruptor can also is not something that you always can bring, but it can be an external factor like COVID, and you cannot really help it. And one thing we noticed in COVID is this disruption. A lot of our clients were actually thinking, how is this going to change the habit of our consumers? People were in lockdown, stores were closed, people started to needed to shelter in place, making orders from their home, and stockpiling was a thing. So a lot of our research that we were doing back in the day, our clients were like, does it make sense? Because how is this going to shift? So that's what we decided to help them with, because we want to be the decision behavior experts also in this moment. So we received many questions, and the clients were asking, how can we turn the situation around? SKIM, we believe that we need to combine different data points. So what we did is we ran some studies that we had done shortly before COVID, and start to see we redid them and see what is actually the impact in consumer behavior, customer behavior. Additionally, we looked back into data of previous crises. So we looked into macroeconomical data, but also data that was available by our clients to connect the dots to see if there's any resemblances and any learnings that we could do from the past. And we also looked at understanding of the deep understanding. We combined it with the deep understanding of decision behavior that we have, and then combined, we were able to come up with some insights to the clients to help them address the challenges that they have, and eventually also help ourselves, of course, because despite the tough scenario, we were able to grow last year. But some of the things we noticed, I'm going to go very quick. I'm not sure where I'm on time, but in terms of what we saw with the clients, we saw that larger packs and larger volumes were preferred by consumers. Which is what we did in consumer goods industries, for example. Price sensitivities were the same, and actually people tended to stay quite brand loyal and stick to what they know. They don't want to experiment in these pandemic times. They want to buy something that they know. Of course, some people were impacted on budget and there were some health implications. One of the main disruptor, obviously, is the online shift, because a lot of people started purchasing online for the first time and they were there to stay. To put things in perspective, by previous crises, we also had learned from after 9/11, just before that, number of people traveling by airplane was in an all-time high. 9/11 changed that, but not forever. So an impact of a crisis is maybe very temporary and it won't change forever. Same with SARS. A lot of stockpiling, similar to what we saw in COVID. People start stockpiling disinfectant and primary goods for them, but start cutting money on luxury goods and clothing. But very shortly after, this changed back already. The same in the Paris attacks. Huge impact on hotels and restaurants, but in even like a little bit more than 1 year after this happened, the Paris hotels and restaurants had a record-breaking year. One thing we learned from this is that we don't need to ignore pre-crisis trends. Things like we were talking about sustainability. Sustainability was a trend before COVID and it will remain. It's still to this day is a very important trend. So you need to cater to those. You don't want to stop innovation plans because of that. And also you don't want to focus on only lowering your price because you have the idea like some people are hurt by their budget, because not everyone is hurt by the budget, and you want to avoid that you actually hurt your revenue in the long run. Concluding, we think it's important to take a holistic approach, looking at different data sources, and SKIM, we specialize in this also by data fusion, triangulation, and integration. We need to know how you can impact decisions, map and understand the decision journey of your consumer or your customer to understand how you can impact these. Acknowledge also that just looking at rational, and this is what market research has done a lot in the past, looking at rational choices, it doesn't cut it, because there's much more going on in the brain, and emotional and subconscious elements are just as important to take into account. And then as soon as we have the decision journey mapped out, you need to think on all the touch points that you have to impact that decision journey and achieve your desired impact and success. So that's how we were able to help our clients with this. I just had limited time. Always happy to talk more, but this is what I wanted to share today. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Gerben. I think you offered us not only a nice insight of your company, but furthermore, I think you also offered us a lot of knowledge and some great insights of after a year of pandemic. But I think absolutely your company has been put in this list for a reason. I think a lot of companies have been very grateful with the support that you've provided to them during this pandemic time. So in that sense, you deserve more than ever the place here in the finalists.
Thank you.
Last but not least, we have the third finalist as well for today. And then I'm going to Campinas. Marel, Ruud, stage is yours.
Yes, I hope you hear me well.
We all hear you well.
Very, very good. Yeah, first of all, welcome here in our brand new facility in Campinas. We are next to Viracopos Airport. Where, let's say, about 25 years ago, we started our company in Piracicaba. At that time, it was called Stork Brazil, and nowadays we are Marel. So, quickly introduce myself. My name is Ruud Berkers. I am Regional Sales Director for Latin America for the poultry industry. And today I'm going to briefly tell you something about Marel, what we are doing in Brazil, and more specific, how we are transforming the way food is processed here, and especially for my responsibility in the poultry industry. We are very proud to be nominated, because we are really investing in this moment a lot in the Brazil market. And we believe that our vision on sustainability and innovation is really going to transform the way food is processed, especially in Brazil, which was already mentioned before. Brazil is really one of the biggest food producers in the world. A quick introduction by video from our company. So that was our introduction video. Yeah, what is Marel? As you already saw, Marel is a leading global provider of advanced processing systems, and we deliver software, equipment, services, and solutions to the poultry, meat, and fish industry. Yeah, I already mentioned we have three industries, and all of them have different backgrounds. Marel started as an Icelandic company in the 80s, and the meat and the poultry industry have more a Dutch heritage. My responsibility is the poultry industry in Latin America, but I'm very proud, of course, that I can represent our company today as Marel Brazil. Our mission is really to transform the way food is processed, and we really want to do that in partnership with our customers. Our vision is really a world where quality food is produced sustainable, but also affordable. We all know our challenges in the world with the growing population. We need to feed the world. People need to have accessibility to quality food, which is affordable and sustainable, produced with all the challenges we have with the climate change. Our core values are unity, innovation, and excellence. Excellence because we really want to do in everything, we want to be the best in class. That means we want to have the best employees, the best people, the best products. And innovation, of course, is what drives our company. That is really where we go, where we stand up for every day. Every year, we have more than 60 million consumers more around the world, and we need to feed them. That also means that we need more automation in protein processing. But also we see that the end products are changing around the world. We see a fast changing consumer behavior, and our customers need to adjust to that. And it's our mission and our job to deliver together with our customers the right solutions for them. Our Dutch heritage is mainly because of Stork in Boxmeer. So in Boxmeer we have nowadays the headquarters for Marel Poultry. In 2008, Marel acquired Stork, at that time called Stork EMT. But we have more Dutch heritage, because in 2017, MPS from Lichtenvoorde also joined Marel. And we are expanding fast in our footprint in the Brazilian market by acquiring in 2018 Sulmac from Guaporé, Rio Grande do Sul. If you look to our activities in Latin America, we have offices around Latin America, Mexico, Colombia, Chile, Argentina, Uruguay. But in Brazil, we have the two main facilities. Like I mentioned, in Guaporé, Rio Grande do Sul, we have actually a large factory with more than 500 employees, where we specifically manufacture, design, sell, and also the aftercare manage for the meat industry. So meat industry is mainly pork, beef, but in general also other red meat types. In Campinas, where I am today, we are in our brand new facility. I will come back later to that. Marel Poultry is stationed, and from here we organize the sales and the service. But we also have an assembly hall here, and very important, our spare parts warehouse. But actually, I'm now in our new demo and training center. So as you can see here, we are in a new training and demo center where we really are going to bring our customers, so we can together with them make the way of how food is processed more sustainable. Yeah, innovation and sustainable for us is really connected. We really believe that innovation will bring sustainability, and actually it is also a requirement for every innovation we do. Marel is investing more than 6% per year in innovation from our total revenue, and we invest that in all kind of new solutions and software in the fish, meat, and poultry industry. I'm going to give you a little bit more specific some innovations which we as Marel Poultry are currently introducing in the Brazil market, to show you a little bit in which way we are doing this. First of all, our goal is digitalization. We really bring digital solutions into the processing lines. That means we make use of intelligent systems connected to software, connected to OEE dashboarding, to really make sure the customer can increase the yield as maximum as possible. Data is really needed. In this moment, our processing lines has capacities up to 15,000 chickens per hour to process. So we are talking about huge factories with sometimes multiple lines and a huge amount of products. Data is really essential to make everything more objective and to really work on the final details to increase yield and to have an overview of actually what is happening in the processing plant. We are also introducing in Brazil the first camera systems. We call that our Iris vision grading system. Iris is able to inspect every carcass, every chicken which go through the processing line on several stages. We are analyzing the full carcass, and we can detect every damage or other spots which the customer prefers not to have. This data we can really use to optimize the complete value chain, go back to the farms, optimize the full supply chain, but it can also be used to optimize the total value of the carcass. Water is also something very important for us. We believe that every drop counts. In the processing line, we use a lot of water. So one of our goals is to reduce the amount of usage by using smart machines. For example, if there are gaps in the processing line, sensors will detect that and will turn off machines automatically. In that way, we are possible to save up to sometimes 10% of water usage on the entire day of processing. From the other side, Marel is a world-class supplier of innovative systems of water treatment. We have recently installed our first systems in Chapecó, Santa Catarina, and we are now expanding our new system of water treatment. Water is very important. We have to be very careful. It's a resource which is valuable. So the way of treatment and giving it back to the nature is really essential for the future of our planet also. We also believe in safe food processing. So we are investing in new technologies to make food, to guarantee food quality. Well known is our SensorX system, which is a bone detection system. We have installed a lot in Brazil and around the world, which is really until the finest part of bones, the machine is detecting them. And soon we will launch one of our newest innovation, which we call the Spectra. And Spectra is kind of is a foreign material detection system, which can detect the smallest part of plastics, cotton, and other foreign material which should not be in the processing lines or in the final end product. These are just a few systems which are showing what we are doing in Brazil today, but we also believe in alternative protein. It's not, we believe that a balanced meal, a balanced diet for human in general is very important. We also see a trend to more veggie food. And we also have a large portfolio suitable for producing high quality end products with alternative protein. On the left, you see our one of our newest innovations, which is the Revo portioner, which is forming all kind of protein into, for example, on the picture on the right, into hamburgers. And we are very proud that the first systems are actually going to be delivered in 2022 in the Brazil market also.
You have a half minute left, in fact. Oh. You have no minutes left, in fact, Ruud.
Then I'm going to, I'm going to say something about our new facility very quickly. A video then, we are very proud that we are in our new facility here. It's actually not completely up and running yet. We are still waiting until the pandemic is over before we can really receive clients and all our employees back here in the office. But as you can see, it's a full demo and training center, including offices for sales after sales service. And in this moment, this video was made just when the building was ready. And in this moment, as you can see, there is already equipment here. I will shorten the video a little bit. So why a training center? Because we are bringing technology into the Brazilian market. That also means that we really need to train local staff. We need to train the staff from our customers to really make maximum use of our solutions. And very quick. We are a very global company, but also very regional. And thank you again for the nomination. And I look forward to meet you here in person also. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ruud. You've gone over time, but no worries. I mean, because everybody's now waiting, because we are just waiting for the final decision of who is the entrepreneur, not of 2022 here, but we're looking at 2021, because this is the year that we're looking at. Thank you to all of you, first of all, for all your pitches. I would like to give the stage to Afke, because as I said, she was the chairwoman of the jury, and she also is the one who has the final results. Afke.
Thank you very much, Peggy. So I have the big honor to announce the winner of this year's Entrepreneur of the Year in Brazil. for 2021. But before I do so, I do want to shortly address all entrepreneurs that are with us today. It has been the Day of the Entrepreneur in the Netherlands this week, de Dag van de Ondernemer. And we already started with Jacco this morning, explaining how entrepreneurship is very important for the Netherlands and for Brazil. So I want to congratulate all of you and encourage all of you. We need you for a healthy economy. We need you also to come up with solutions for global challenges, which I think will be a challenge that the public sector and the private sector will have to find each other in new ways and more than ever before. So thanks to all contenders and especially to the finalists for your entrepreneurial spirit, for your bold ambitions, and for your perseverance, which we all know you also need quite a lot of in Brazil. So please also know that as the Dutch Embassy Network, together with Dutcham, we are here for you. Please find us at your site and do reach out, and so that we can see where we can reinforce each other. But of course, you're all waiting for me to actually announce the winner. It wasn't easy for the jury, not at all. So we had a difficult task ahead of us. Very important criteria for the jury this year were sustainability and innovations. Innovation, and I think all finalists have those terms at the core of their business. But in the words of the jury, we selected a company that is bringing technology and innovation from the Netherlands to the local market in Brazil. It's a company that is transforming the future of food processing with a strong eye for sustainability, and thereby contributing to the growing demand for sustainable food worldwide. And with a team of 120 professionals investing a lot of effort also in training people and building the partnerships of the future. So a big parabéns for Marel Poultry Brazil being the winner of the Dutch Entrepreneur of the Year 2021 in Brazil.
Hoppa, Ruud. I will give you the microphone for 25 minutes again, but just a short reaction.
Yeah, I'm a little bit flabbergasted. The first words come up in my mind is that this is really a recognition of more than 20 years investing in the Brazil market. Started with only a very small office. Nowadays we are here on this location with more than 120 people, and in the south more than 500. So I think it's a great contribution to everyone, to our employees in the Brazil. Yeah, more than 20 years development. And now we are in this fantastic location here. So yeah, it's an honor to be on the Day of the Entrepreneur in the Netherlands, be the Day of the Entrepreneur. So thank you very much for that.
Hey Ruud, and we cannot, it's very, although technology has evolved a lot, unfortunately, we cannot give you the prize through the screen, but don't worry, because we will come and visit you very soon in Campinas to hand over the prize of this Entrepreneur Award 2021. So congratulations. Congratulations, but also congrats to John. Thank you very much, John. Keep up the good work that you're doing also with Dutcham, supporting us in the sustainability committees, to the whole team of Agrifirm, also to the team of SKIM. Thank you, guys. Keep up the good work. Thanks for participating. And and congrats once again to Marel Poultry, because this is the vision that won. Thank you, Ruud, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now, and for all the ones who have been following us today, thank you very much for participating. Also would like to thank Afke for her contribution, for her support in this election. Also Natalie, she has been on the screen, but she has been behind the screen, very much also supportive for this action. Thank you very much, Natalie, for helping us. And obviously also the ambassador, thanks for the support, and my team, Duda and Renee. Thank you to all. Have a good Friday, and keep in touch with Dutcham. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.